Got a garden full of tomatoes or found a great deal at the farmer's market? Well, before you start filling up your freezer, let's talk about what really happens when you freeze tomatoes. Listen, if you find these food safety tips helpful, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out and lets us know that you're liking these videos. So here's the truth that most people don't tell you. Yeah, you can freeze tomatoes, but they're never going to be the same as fresh. Listen, the freezing process breaks down their cell walls, which really means they're going to be mushy when thawed. But here's the good news. Frozen tomatoes are perfect for cooking. They're fantastic in sauces, soups and stews, where that softer texture actually works in your favour. So if you do want to freeze them, let's do it right. First, pick only perfectly ripe, unblemished tomatoes. Any soft spots or bruises will just get worse in the freezer. Now we have two options here. We can either freeze them whole or chop them roughly. I prefer to rough chop mine, then they can go straight into my soups and sauces. Chopping defrosted whole tomato is a bit of a mess and everyone can do without it, let's be honest. Either way, you're still going to want to wash them thoroughly and cut out the stem end. Now at this point, if you are going to freeze them whole, you can quickly flash freeze them. Just pop them on a baking sheet, making sure none of the tomatoes are touching each other, and just pop them in the freezer for a few hours, maybe overnight. Once thoroughly frozen, pop them in freezer bags, squeezing out as much air as possible from the bags. Now these whole tomatoes, they're going to be good for 6 months. After this, they are technically still safe to eat, but their quality is going to substantially decline. Now, let's talk about chopped tomatoes. Just take your washed tomatoes and roughly chop them up. Measure out your portions. I love to do 1 cup at a time and just throw them in a freezer bag. That's it. The same rules apply. These are good for 6 months. So when you're ready to use up your tomatoes, there's no need to thaw them first. If they're going to go straight into a cooked dish, you can just take your portion out and throw them in. And they're actually going to help keep their shape better inside your sauce rather than thawing them. So the bottom line is freezing tomatoes is great for cooking, but less so for a nice, let's say, caprese salad. If you enjoyed this video, let your friends know, hit the subscribe button, and as always, please go and wash your hands.